Kafka, no problem. What's up, gamers? And in today's video, I'm going to be telling you why you don't need Kafka to make your Hysilens successful. So we'll be going over a couple of teams today. I'll obviously be mainly covering the best in slot team, but I'll be showing you two other sub teams as well that can work and maybe can work better in future content and maybe work better for your account if your account's built better than my account is. My account's built like absolute shit. So let's go ahead and hop into team number one now really quick, guys, and that's going to be the hardest team that I found to play, or the team that required the most technical gameplay to actually get to work and actually beat MOC within 5 cycles, and that's going to be a team with LUCA Babuka. Yes, guys, LUCA Babuka can still do it. With a little bit of finesse and a little bit of work. But guys, let's hop into what this team looks like, how this team is built and everything like that, and in the background you'll be seeing gameplay. So quickly covering what this team looks like, guys, I have Gallagher here. He is obviously going to be increasing break damage, which your main priority on this team is going to be breaking with LUCA. Actually, LUCA's break damage, which then ultimately turns into bleed damage, actually synergizes quite well with someone like Hysilens, and also the use of his enhanced basic attack actually calls for a lot of skill point saving on this team, meaning you can use LUCA's skill as much times as you want, or you can use Hysilens' skills as much as you want, depending on what attack you're currently doing, right? Because every single time you use an enhanced basic attack with LUCA, he's going to be getting a skill point back. Every single time you use an ultimate with Gallagher, you get a skill point back. Every single time you use an ultimate with Hysilens, she gets a skill point back. The only one you're not getting a skill point with is actually going to be someone like Robin, right? And basically with Robin on this team, you just want to spam the absolute shit out of her skill move every single time she comes back around, because you are pretty SP rich on this team. Now, you can, if you don't play smartly, like I said before with this team, you can run out of skill points. Basically, my basic breakdown of this, guys, is try to use the skill on Hysilens every turn, because her reproc is going to be the highest amount of damage possible, and you're getting the most damage out of her skills regardless. Really, the main damage you're getting from LUCA is whenever you're breaking that enemy, and then also whenever you're reprocking the dot that Hysilens is putting on the enemy. So all in all, this team can work. Now, going over the current caveats with this team, guys, really making sure you're breaking with LUCA is the main thing. If you have him on the incorrect build, like a break build, then I don't think it works as good, right? I think you should probably be running him on a dot build, because you're putting so many different dots on the enemies regardless, that works there. But you can also maybe run him on a break build as well, but you have to ensure you break the enemy to make sure you're getting the highest procs possible, and obviously you want to be making sure you're doing the majority of your damage within the procs of Robin's ult as well. And then when there's not much bleed on the enemy, obviously LUCA's not doing much damage. You definitely want to make sure LUCA's E6 as well. Quickly going over the build though, guys, for LUCA, guys, we're running the solitary healing light cone. This is overall a pretty free-to-play team regardless of the units we're using. Like, we have 2 5-star units. Teams will get better in the future, but this is the most free-to-play team that I could craft here, which was Gallagher. He's running in abundance, free-to-play quid pro quo light cone here at level 70. Imagine that. And then here's a look at his stats real quick for you guys. Hopping into Hysilens now. She's running the free-to-play before the tutorial mission starts light cone. As far as her stats go, guys, she's actually missing out on quite a bit of attack. Well, obviously Robin's going to be making up for that attack, but you'll see in future teams where she's not getting up to enough attack to actually proc off the full effect of this current relic set right here, or the planner set right here, to get the increased dot damage, which kind of cucks you as well. Like I said, if your build is better, then maybe she works better for you. Hopping into the rest of the stats here, she's sitting at a nice 72% effect hit rate, which is okay, not the best thing in the world, but definitely can work. And then obviously you're going to see all of her stats here, and do want to make a quick note here. I am using attack boots, which have a lot of speed substats kind of everywhere scattered throughout the build. Hopping into Robin now, also free to play light cone, tomorrow's journey. You can get this light cone from the shop. In terms of the rest of the build, 125 speed, 4000 attack, not the best thing in the world. Like I said, this very down bad set, not the best thing in the world. Then hopping into LUCA's build here, guys, as you can see, his HP is kind of in the gutter. It's at 3000 HP, so that's actually pretty low, and he does die pretty quick, especially when the enemy decides to target you, because I can't tell you the amount of time they decided just to solo target him. Anyways, guys, using solitary healing light cone here, traces all down bad here as well. Relics, these are the relics we're using here, guys. Attack on the rope, attack on the orb, attack here, basically attack everywhere. We're running speed on the boots. And then in terms of the traces for everyone else, we have 8, 9, 10. We have pretty maxed out traces here, and then also not maxed out traces here either. So yeah, guys, that is the most free-to-play team. But now let's go ahead and hop into the second best in slot team, and that's going to be a team with Miss Mommy Acheron here. And this team actually does perform pretty well, but you really do need your Acheron built well to make this team work. My Acheron is built like complete shit. I'll tell you her stats up here on screen now. I'm running attack boots on her to try to get her damage up a little bit more, and then also the stats here, crit rate, crit damage, not very good, and I'm using her signature light cone here, so overall pretty fucking scuffed. But why this team actually does work pretty efficiently is because of the fact that, while yes, I don't have E2 Acheron, so I can't run a buffer on this team, which would probably be the better option for Acheron, we don't have that much investment. So the real pro of this team is, first of all, you're getting a big amount of defense shred from Black Swan. You're getting a big amount of defense shred from something like Hysilens as well. And you're getting the extra vulnerability put on the enemy as well. And then also Hysilens is allowing every single person on your team to put a debuff on the enemy with every single attack, pairing this up with someone like Adventurine, which is able to make the enemy take increased crit damage. That's also a debuff. Every single one of his follow-up attacks is also counting as a debuff. Every single time he normally attacks is counting as a debuff. Basically, every single attack that Adventurine does is counting as a debuff, which is just honestly supercharging the ultimate Acheron's able to do, and that is from the pure kit of what Hysilens is able to do, guys. So I do find this team to be well. It didn't work the best for me because I don't have my Acheron belt the best. Quickly going over the build now, guys, is we have Hysilens built the exact same way here. Black Swan here using Sig Light Cone, so there is a little bit more investment with this team. But in terms of the stats here, guys, we're running 4,000 attack, 141 speed, and we are currently at 117 effect hit rate. Now that means I'm not hitting the 120 that's recommended. Make sure that she gets the max damage bonus possible. Hopping into the relics here, guys, running 4-piece prisoner with a 2-piece of this new set here. We're running speed on the boots. I believe we're running attack percent on here, attack percent on the orb, and attack percent on the rope. So attack percent pretty much kind of going everywhere there. No Eidolons to mention in terms of the investment here. As far as Adventurine goes, guys, obviously running him with Trends of Universal Market because it's giving you a debuff almost every single time he's attacked, so that helps out Acheron get her ult back up. In terms of the traces here, kind of down bad. We can go quickly over the other traces here for everyone else. Acheron, like I said, her stats are kind of in the gutter, but she's using her signature light cone here, guys. Build your Acheron better. This team will definitely be better for you. Now, guys, on to the final team and what I think to be the best in slot team, or the team that worked out the best for me. SAMPO Swan's back, guys. That's all I'm going to say. But wait, pause. Stop right there. But guys, before we get to the best team in the game, the best team without Kafka, hit that subscribe button now. You might have got scammed by clicking on this timestamp, and you might already know what the team is by clicking on the timestamp. So hit the subscribe button now because you actually kind of scammed me by looking at the timestamp. You read. Most people don't do that, and I'm very proud of you for that. Anyways, guys, hopping into that best in slot team now. And the reason why I love this team so much, guys, is because SAMPO has the ability to reproc the Arcana stacks because Arcana stacks are technically counting as wind shear. As you might not know, SAMPO has the ability to reproc wind shear. Also, Hysilens has the ability to help put extra wind shear on the enemy as well. So the more wind shear she's able to put on the enemy, the more damage you're able to do. On top of this, SAMPO does a full AoE attack, which is then in turn going to be increasing the dot damage dealt to the enemy, which increases dot damage for your Hysilens and increases the dot damage dealt from your Black Swan as well. Black Swan giving defense down, so that's really good, compounding with the damage dealt from the dot, and also compounding with the defense down and vulnerability Hysilens is able to provide on top of all the debuff she's doing regardless. Black Swan also has the ability to make the enemies keep Arcana stacks for longer, which then in turn gives SAMPO and Hysilens more time to reproc those dots at a higher damaging number. So that's why this team works super well. Also, SAMPO is a fucking absolute shield shredder. Like, he's shredding the shields down faster than EO shredded through his reputation on Twitter. Extremely fast toughness breaks with SAMPO on the team here, guys. So all in all, that is the reason why I like this team so much. Also, you're getting ample skill point opportunity from both Gallagher on this team, which can be replaced obviously with like a wow, and your skill point efficiency would go down a bit. But overall, you do get skill points back with someone like Hysilens. That means you can have more chance to shred that shield down and reproc more of that dot from SAMPO's skill move, which is all in all just super good here too. And I didn't just use this team in MOC because I also used it in Pure Fiction as well, and it worked really good there too. It worked less efficiency with Gallagher on the team, so if you want to throw out Gallagher, throw Rob on the team, this team works fucking amazingly. You just gotta watch your HP, guys, okay? Especially with this current Pure Fiction playing around dot. I don't think this necessarily will work if you don't have a dot buff up in Pure Fiction, but if you do have a dot buff up in Pure Fiction, this shit fucking slays, slaps, and claps. Okay, essentially is just making the enemies take a fuck ton of dot damage, and then you kind of just feather in the ultimates when possible, making sure you're having Robin's ult up as much as possible, so you're getting a massive attack buff to the team, because you have to think, without Kafka on the team, you're not getting that 100% attack up buff that she's able to provide anyone with over a 75% effect hit rate. Well, that will now lead me into the diabolical build of this team. Everyone is the same as before, guys. I'll quickly go over it. This is Black Swan here. She's using her signature light cone. Here are all of her stats. Going over SAMPO now, we can talk a little bit more about him. He's using Good Night Sleep well at S5, so he's getting that extra damage output out there. In terms of these traces here, he doesn't have everything unlocked. His relics here are using 4-piece prisoner with a 2-piece of the new dot set. In terms of his normal stats, 140 speed, he's rocking around, what is this, 3,700 attack, so he does get the extra buff from the dot planner set you're running. And then in terms of effect hit rate, 25%, not the best thing in the world there, but you're not really too worried about that with this team, honestly. Hysilens here, guys, obviously you're still running her completely free-to-play build here with not a signature light cone, using a Herta Shop Light Cone, or I guess an Event Light Cone if you want to say it right. And then obviously we have Gallagher on the team as well. But honestly, guys, this is the team that I found to work the most effectively because of the fact that this beat MOC 11 in about 3 cycles. If you're going up against an enemy that's wind, this team will fucking clap some cheeks. Namely, if you're going up an enemy that is very physical oriented, LUCA Babuka can fucking pop off in there if you have them set up correctly. But overall, guys, I don't think that you need Kafka for Hysilens to function perfectly. So if you don't have Kafka in your account, these are some other great options you can run. I know a lot of the teams use Black Swan. Black Swan is is a pretty good unit there. Maybe you can run a Jiao Cho there. Maybe it can work, right? Maybe you can run a Cypher there as well. Maybe it works with like an Acheron team or something like that. I definitely think there is some way to swap off Black Swan from the Acheron team and run another debuff on the team there. Like if you don't have her E2 and you need to run double and healed units, I think there's definitely a precedence to actually throw in another debuffer on the team there, another healed unit on the team there that's good. So with that being said, guys, yeah, I think the only team that she's really required for is SAMPO Swan. And that's really the only team she's required for. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed what you saw today, leave a like on the video, maybe subscribe and hit the bell icon. But with that being said, guys, that's going to do it for me. I'll catch you in the next one. Later. Bye-bye.